Marvel comics, we find the term Asgardians to designate the gods of Åsgarður, which is really a bizarre way to express it, given that Åsgarður, or Asgard in English, means the enclosure of the gods, so that would basically spell out as the divine ones who encircle? Well, what were the Norse pagan gods really called? Let's have a look. There are in fact multiple words for the gods in Old Norse. The most common of these is the plural Æsir, the singular being Ås. This word has a homonym which can mean roof beam or mountain ridge, but most linguists believe that there are actually two separate words and that Ås, God, derives from roots that once meant breath or spirit, or a verb meaning to create. That actually has a lot of sense, so giving the breath of life. Possibly also king, but I think that idea was abandoned. In Proto-Germanic we have Ansus, source for Old High German Ansi, Old English Ås, and Gothic Ons, probably related to Sanskrit Asura as well as Avestan Ahura. Evidence for usage outside of the Norse world is, however, limited. The Gothic author Jordanes states that after a great victory the Goths had won in this region, they thereafter called their leaders, by whose good fortune they seem to have conquered, not mere men, but demigods, that is, anses. Iam procere suos quorum quasi fortuna vincebant, non puros homines sed semideos id es anses vocaverunt. In West Germanic, the word survives only circumstantially. The reconstructed Germanic Ansus, God, was apparently the name given to the rune, which originally represented a nasal A, so A. In the Old English Futhark, the runic alphabet, the name was applied to the rune with the value O, Ås therefore being the name of this rune. The rune name Ås is attested in the Old English rune poem as well as in some continental sources, for example in the Abecedarium Normanicum, a presentation of the 16 runes of the younger Futhark as a short poem, sometimes counted as one of the rune poems. That is in the 9th century Codex Sangalesis in 878. We also have an Old English word esa, attested once in the metrical charm for a sudden stitch with verstike, and this has been taken as the genitive plural of os. In a much later source, the Icelandic rune poem, we have the rune os. So I'm going to quote to you here from Old Norse. Os aldingauter och Åsgarðs jöfur och Valharar visi. So God is the aged Gauter, which is one of the many names of Odin, and Prince of Åsgarður and Lord of Valhall. Well, be that as it may, what is striking is that neither this word nor cognates of this word were ever used of the Christian God during or after the conversion to Christianity. Instead, the word used in Old Norse was God, cognate with, obviously, the English God. Originally, God was a neuter noun, and in earlier poetry it is often used as a plural, the gods. But with the conversion to Christianity, it gradually took on the masculine gender and was used only in the singular form in Christian contexts. So we have a poem, for example, Rekstevja, written by Hallvard Stein, about the Christianization during the time of King Olavur in Norway. Femilder fylgir vildi, fyrna morg og horga blót hos brenda låta, bað heiðin góð meiða. Síðvandur síðan kendi, sannhróðgrir trú góða, herlundur holda kindum. Hann vas ríkstur konungmanna. So this is a little scrambled, as usually the case with skaldic poetry. So the normal word order would be this one. Femilder fylgir vildi låta brenna fyrna morg horga och blóðhús. Bað meiða heiðin góð. Síðvandur sannhróðigur herlundur, kendi síðan góða trú kindum holda. Hann vas ríkstur konungmanna. So the generous ruler wanted to have many temples and sacrificial buildings burnt, he ordered the heathen gods to be injured. The devout, really famous war tree being a kenning, a metaphor for warrior. Here the reference is to King Olaf, then taught the good faith to the offspring of men, and he was the mightiest of the royal men. So like I said, this is a poem written by Hallar Stein, and it is about Olafur, who Christianizes the people of Norway with a firm hand, burning down heathen temples, destroying sacrificial sites, and replacing them with churches and priests. I do actually have a separate video about the word God in Germanic, and it is linked at the end, so you can continue watching after this video. Other plural terms for the pagan gods include Tivar, plural of Tyr, or Regin. That would mean something like the divine powers, as well as Bond, the divine bonds, and Hopt, divine bonds again, or fetters, if you will. All of these are neuter nouns and have no singular usage with any religious sense. And Hopt and Bond probably refer to the control that the gods exerted over people. And this makes a lot of sense actually, given another word used for multiple magic practices, Seidr, which also seems to have a similar connotation of binding magic. Made the first video about it a while ago, but if you're interested in a more formal academic approach, I am actually designing a course for the Signum University in September. See the link in the description, and hope to see you there. So now let's look at some textual examples to see these names of the Norse gods. I'm going to start with Lokasenna. This is stanza 11 from the Poetic Edda. Heilir Æsir, heilar åsinjur och olgin heilog goð, nema ein oss es innar sitter, braggi beccium å. So hail to you gods, to you goddesses hail, hail to the high and holy gods. Say for the god who sits aside, Bragi there on the bench. So here we have both the Æsir as well as the Åsinjur, the goddesses. The next sample comes from the poem Baldr's Draumar, from a different manuscript than the Codex Regius, where we find the Poetic Edda. So this is stanza 1. Sen voru Æsir allir og þingi, og Åsinjur allar og móli, og ofta treðu ríkir Tívar, hví vari Baldri ballir Draumar. So once the gods together met, and the goddesses came and held council, and the much famed gods, the truth would find why evil dreams to Balder had come. So this time we have Tívar as a plural form of Tyr, who is in fact a god, but it can also be used in the very general sense of a god. The next sample I am quoting comes from the poet Hovamol, the sayings of the High One, in stanza 109. Ens hindra dags gengu hrimþursar, hova rods at fregna, hova hollu í, at bolverki spurðu ef væri með bondum komin, eða hefði suttungur ofsótt. The day that followed, the frost giants arrived, some word of Hor to win, and into the hall of Hor of Bolverk they asked, again a name of Odin, if he was back amidst the gods, or if Suttung had slain him there. This is a reference to the myth with the stealing of the mead of poetry. So as you can see here, we have the, well, albeit rare usage of the word bond in order to designate the binding powers of the gods. Here the noun is in a dative plural. Let's go on with a stanza from another poem, from Vafthrudnismál. It's a poem where Odin speaks with the giant Vafthrudnir, and they also have a contest of riddles. And here you have a sample from stanza 3. Fjóld ek for, fjóld freystadak, fjóld of reyndak regin, hit viljak vita, hve Vafthrudnis salakini sei. Much have I fared, much have I found, much have I got from the gods, and gladly would I know how Vafthrudnir now lives in his lofty hall. This formula you're going to find throughout the whole poem, I mean the first 2 lines. So here you have the usage of the word regin. Another example, this time from the same poem, stanza 44. Fjolð ek for fjolð freystaðak, fjolð of reyndak regin. Hvat lífir manna, thos en mera líður, fimbul vetter met fyrum. Much have I fed, much have I found, much have I got from the gods. What shall become of mankind when at last there comes the mighty winter to men? Fimbul vetter. Another quotation from another poem, Himiskviða, stanza 1. Or valletívar veidar nomu, sumbelsamir, oder sadir yrði, Christu teina og hlaut so, fundu ad agis orkostverjan. In the olden days, the gods made feast together, and they sought drink as they were seated. Twigs they shook, and blood they tried. Riches in Agir's hall did they find. So we have again the usage tívar. Besides, this can be a reference to the gods casting lots, so making a prophecy. And in the end, I am going to quote from the Völuspá, the prophecy of the seeress, in stanza 23. Flegði Óðinn og í folk skátt, það vas en folkvíg fyrst í heimi, brotinn vas borðvegur, borgar Åsa, knottu vanir vígsko Völuspárna. On the host, his spear that Odin hurled, then in the world the first war arrived. The war that encircled the gods was broken, so Åsa here, and the field by the warlike Vanir was trodden. And yes, we do have the Vanir as well. They seem to be separate from the family of the Æsir, the dominating group that includes Odin and Thor and Frigg and so on. But they are absorbed into it, meaning that in general you are going to find in the mythological sources both groups being referred to by the word Æsir. And you actually have a Scandinavian word for friend or terms denoting pleasure in other languages that are etymologically connected to the word Vanir. Due to a conflict between the two factions, the Vanir actually become a part of the Æsir. Anyway, let's tackle this another time. That was it from me. A couple of samples where you can find the most common terms designating the gods as a group in Norse mythology. So thank you so much for watching or listening. This was Irina, and if you want to support my history channel, just hit the subscribe button. Till next time, all the best.